one or two of the questions that have been put here. I think one of the questions is directed to Mr. Olajide, talking about the idea of the insurance. I think the person was putting up the question that is Mr. Samuel, I know. What are we question that is Mr. Samuel, I know. What are we doing to influence government policies to protect farmers from such crashes in price? I think this was when you were giving the examples of the maize farmers that have to adapt to the situation. He then followed it up. That what is the role of insurance policies for protecting farmers' investment? And what does that currently look like in Nigeria today? Maybe more actually on how does insurance work for farmers in Nigeria today?
Okay. The Nigerian Agri Insurance Company is actually one of the most efficient. All of the farmers we work with and those who work in the value chain, including cattle supplier, grain suppliers, and livestock, Nigerian Agri Insurance Company pay up to 95% for animals in transit, for theft, death, and accidents. So they cover up to 95% for any loss that is actually suffered in that process as a result of death, as a result of rustling, that is robbery. Even all of the farmers we've worked with have never experienced any of that. Any of such as rustling or robbery of the animals, even in the heat of the Boko Haram. And that's one of the things I discovered in the last 9 months, working with commodity traders, livestock traders. I realized that many of them were still traveling to Yobe. Many of them were traveling to Jigawa, Adamawa, even buying cattle from communities that were not far at all from the epicenter of the Boko Haram. And I was like, wow, really interesting. And they were like, yes, the Boko Haram, these things are not as exaggerated. So because I kept wondering, what about your security to the animal and to your own personal life? And so they use insurance. So for agri-based insurance, the Nigerian Agri Insurance Company, that's NAIC, are the best and are the most effective. They also cover for equipment, also crops that are stored in both warehouse and that are planted. But they must satisfy certain conditions. You must adhere to certain conditions. You must adhere to certain conditions, that is, use insecticides, pesticides. The farm itself must be well secured and all of that. So in the event of maybe a natural disaster or what they call it, pests, invasion, like invasion, for instance, unanticipated invasion of pests or insects, they pay for it, and they are very, very effective and very, very reliable. I wouldn't recommend, for anybody who is doing agriculture, I wouldn't recommend you using any insurance company outside the Nigerian Agri Insurance Company, because they are very reliable, very dynamic. They understand the business of agriculture, and their premiums are very sensible, and they pay claims on time in a very, very timely manner. So for those, for instance, who are into grains, transportation of grains, typically most of the entrepreneurs within that space who are off-takers, who buy grains for either exports or as input for raw materials with multinational, Olam, Sunseeds, Animal Care, Walcott's, the list is endless, don't actually do insurance for many of them, because the risk of loss is very, very low. So they see paying insurance premium on that. Premium you pay is about 1% or 1.5%, depending on the value. In some cases, less than 1%, or typically is 1 to 1.5%. At least for cattle that I know of, livestock, you pay about 0.75% as on your livestock. So all of these things are available.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Of some people there that you could speak to, and they could be of help. Yes. So I could provide that number to you, Mr. Cornelius, and you decide how you.
What?
Okay.
That would be great. That would be something I could share with everybody. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Is that Miss Aisha? Or who was talking? Hello?
No, it wasn't me.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah.
Okay, so pricing at the moment, I do not really think government can do so much with regards to pricing, as much as just putting policies like preventing importation of grains, because there was a time, as at the time we maize, they gave what they call it waiver to a particular maize from India, and maize was cheaper. The maize is cheaper in India because seeds, and they use a lot of hybrid seeds, which increases yields of the crops. So while we, for instance, may be getting a particular tonnage, like I'm being hypothetical now, while we were using normal seeds to farm, maybe we get 10 tons of maize from 5 hectares. The Indians could be getting maybe like 20 tons because of the kind of seeds. There's still a lot of subsidies on inputs. Make no mistake, our state government makes a lot of equipment available at subsidized rates. The Federal Ministry of Agriculture has warehouses in every state capital of Nigeria. And you could get equipment that cost about 8 million in the open market for 5 million at warehouse. So when I was sharing it with somebody, and they were operating in a financial space whereby they fund Greek-related businesses, and he was shocked. He was not aware of it. So the federal government makes it available, including tricycles, including planters, name them, including oil extractors that are farm machineries, motorized machineries, make it available as subsidized prices, 30 to 35% of the price of what it is available in the open market. But because of people's general attitude, the government is not, people no longer are interested in finding out and following. Their people's apathy has also contributed to corruption in the system. Because once people don't come for these stuffs, people are in charge will sell themselves, and they'll just go and stash it away, idle somewhere. So it is very, very important that people become informed. Years ago, I was trying to get a particular license. You know, most of the lawyers I worked with said they don't know about that piece of legislation. They went court. Even the magistrate said, oh, they've never issued it to anybody before. But when I researched, I presented it to many of the lawyers. I said, see, look at it in the Constitution. Look at the provisions here. It's one of the provisions that were inherited from the pre-colonial constitutions. And it is constitution, and it is available in every state constitution because it was adapted like that. And many state governments had not yet, reviewed it. So it is important to also read. Apathy is something that is very, very counterproductive for you as an investor or as an aspiring entrepreneur in this space or any space whatsoever. Do not let the pessimism or the cynicism of people create apathy to such an extent that you just say, no, it does not, this say it's not working. So there are a lot of provisions that are available that people are not taking advantage of. And as a result of that, it is as well encouraging corruption because those who are in charge feel, nobody needs this thing. Instead of allowing it to rot away, let's share it amongst ourselves. We buy it and then we can then resell it for gain out there in the market. They sell bikes, motorbikes, they sell different equipment. So it's important people ask for the address and go to these places and make inquiries whatsoever. So for agriculture, Nigerian Agric Insurance Company, they are very effective, are very efficient. Yes. So I hope I've been able to answer that.
Yes, you did. Thank you so much. And I can attest to that as well. I was actually in their office